Hi, I am Natalia, creator of Arta Stories Behind Art. Today we'll talk about Indian folk art by the eyes of very accomplished artists. Four accomplished artists, four Indian folk art styles, four sides of India. I met all of them not in India, but here in Hong Kong, where they were invited to perform street art on Hong Kong walls and bring a bit of India to this city. And there is also a surprise, so stay to the end of the episode.
Namaste.
Namaste, namaste. Yeah, you are coming here with this beautiful mission of spreading this very old craft, very beautiful technique, Warli art. So, could you tell us a bit more about the technique?
Basically, saying this is a very, very old style of art. Actually, the tribals in the village, like more than 2,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, the tribals used to practice this style of art. That's where it comes from. And when they used to paint it, that painting used to be called the Warli painting. So basically, this art form, it shows everything that's happening in your daily life, all your important events, like, you know, if there's a marriage in the family, someone's got a new job, someone's got a new home, someone's got a new anything, right? So that's all of that is denoted through these arts as well.
And I hear that there is a lot of different shapes, and each shape has different meaning. Is that correct?
Yes, that's very true. Everything has a very defined shape. So for example, he was giving the example of when there's a wedding, there's a chalk, which is basically like a square kind of shape, and it's the women who actually create that particular design and the art. And then how it works is that, you know, they'll do one line first, and with that line there'll also be a song associated with that. So it's really nice how music and art, it's all coming together and in that particular event. So that's one example of how, you know, each shape has a definite associated meaning with that. So like chalk is definitely associated with, because it's done during weddings.
Beautiful. There is, it's like a books, it's like a newspaper kind of like of daily life, but by painting.
And that's very true. That's a very nice way of putting it, actually. That it's a newspaper of your daily life.
And are you usually working outside? Is it as a kind of a street art, or would you paint it inside? What kind of materials are you using to paint on?
So traditionally, they use very traditional, you know, colors, ways of putting colors together. So traditionally, they actually used to work outside more, and women used to do it a lot. And what they would use is cow dung, and cow dung actually in India is not just in India, it's actually really, really good for health because it has all these medicinal properties again, actually. Cow dung is mixed with red earth, and you know, that put together becomes the background of the painting. So the color is usually a very muted earth color, the background color. And then they use rice paste, dip it in bamboo brushes actually, and do the actual painting on that on walls, right? So that's the traditional way of doing it. But now obviously, because they want to give the paintings a longer life form, so while they take canvas and they put the base as cow dung, but then they paint on top of that with acrylic color so that it becomes long lasting, because the rice paste will come out. So which is why they started using acrylic color a lot. And yes, they started doing it on canvas just so that more people can have access to their work as well.
Very interesting. And how long have you done it?
He is the third generation in his family. Actually, the very interesting thing is that his grandfather is considered one of the pioneers of this art form, right? Jivya ji ke bare mein. His name is Jivya Soma Mase, right? So he's actually considered to be one of the main people who actually helped, you know, bring this art form out and get more people to know about it. But he and his grandmother used to be called to all these weddings and all to paint during the weddings. He used to always go and assist her, and that's how he started learning as well.
As to continue the subject, can you tell us a bit more about your grandfather and
unke
how
bare mein, Jivya ji ke bare
family kind of heritage his style.
Yeah, very interesting.
Padma
So,
Shri Kapoor.
actually, because this used to be an art form which was traditionally done by the women, right? But his grandfather was the first man who actually got involved and wanted to paint in this art form as well. And what he started doing was he started taking more daily life into this art form as well, because otherwise, till then, it was more limited to events like if there's a marriage happening or things like that. But then his grandfather actually started seeing that if there's farming happening, how can we show that through art as well? And he started doing that. So he created it in a complete, he gave it a completely new, meaning actually, this art form.
Beautiful.
और उन्होंने पूरा वर्ड को अपना ये
And he's the one who took it to the world as well. He actually, he was one of the first people who actually took Warli to different parts of the world also, and he showed the whole world what this art form means. Yeah.
And now you are starting a new kind of a circle with also working with people as you who are bringing the design into clothing, into retail. Could you tell us a bit more about your experience working in, I guess, a new fabrics such as silk, leather, and other materials?
अच्छा लग रहा है.
So he's very happy doing that, because working with new materials like leather or painting on bags, because he feels that otherwise it was limited to walls and painting only on walls, which not everyone can see. Only people who are coming over there can see that. But in this way, people are taking this along with them. It's literally marketing itself, and more people are being able to see their art. So that makes him very happy.
Beautiful, beautiful. And is it anything else which you would like to share with us? Any story, particular story of a painting which you love so much, or anything which you are planning to do in 2020?
So he's answered both the things together, that he's not been able to plan anything for 2020 just yet, because he's so busy with a lot of orders already. There's a lot of people who asked him to do some big paintings, and one of those big paintings actually is the story he was describing, which he really likes, is actually how Earth came into existence. Like, was it through some of the gods? Koi gods the who actually made Earth, or was it the natural elements because of which Earth came, about? And then once Earth was formed, how life came on Earth as well, how human beings came about. So that's the whole story, which he's actually making this painting on. What and uska naam kya hai is painting ka?
धरतरी माता.
Dhartari Mata. Okay, this painting is called Dhartari Mata, basically the mother Earth, right? That's the name of the painting that he's making right now.
Yeah, amazing, perfect. I think that's it from my side. Thank you so much for
Thank you
being
for
with
having
me.
us. Yeah.
It's called Madhubani paintings from Bihar. I'm also from Madhubani. It's a very famous art, I can say, and everything is auspicious. Whatever we have made, everything is auspicious. Like a fish. Fish is a symbol of good luck.
Peacocks,
Yeah,
right
this
here.
is actually couple
Uh-huh.
of two peacock. Is called a symbol of love. And this is two elephants, symbol male and female. And this is symbol of good health, like be healthy. And this is tree of life. Their eyes of tree. That because don't kill me, I'm also here. Without you, can't you live? Yeah. So everything this is the Buddha, Buddha, and this is all again peacock actually. So come, I made one Indian building. Also
Oh.
Hong Kong. There's Indian lady. Her baby is playing in the garden
Uh-huh.
there. So
When did you start to be an artist?
when I
And
was 7 years old.
oh wow!
And I learned it from my mother.
So you are coming from a family of
yeah,
artists.
Yeah. My grandmother, mother, all artists in my family. Actually,
okay.
sister, father, all artists in my family. Yeah.
And this technique, it was always used for street work, or would it be also like on the paintings which are
In
indoor?
In
What
painting.
in the
Indoor,
paint?
indoor, outdoor, on saris, dupatta, dress, jacket.
Oh, okay. So
everything.
also on
Yeah.
clothing, and
Yeah.
that's the traditional purpose
Traditional
of
purpose,
yeah.
With the-
Painting, these are the folk art from the land of Bihar. So it always tells stories, and it is more about the village and the stories of the land of India. So basically, India is more about agriculture and all. So we tame animals, we have domestic animals. So it's just about living more in harmony, peacefully with animals and birds. So India is a place where we pray animals as well. You must be knowing that we pray cow, So it's very pious to us. We have the sculpture of cow outside our Shiva Mandir, our temples. So this is more about what we believe in. It's more about nature, animals, how we live in harmony with this nature, with this environment.
Beautiful.
And this is Buddha. So this depiction of Buddha is in a Madhubani style. We all know how Buddha is made. So this is a Madhubani depiction of Buddha. So we have given the Indian colors, and Buddha is sitting under the tree, and it's all about beauty, peace, and happiness.
Beautiful. And so you mentioned the colors. Are the colors have meaning in it as well?
Normally, we use the colors which we extract from the nature. So when these folk art started long back, there were no such synthetic and artificial colors. So they used to make colors from the natural abstract. So they used to crush, leaves and flowers and make colors.
Yeah.
So largely the colors from Madhubani are the natural colors which we get from the nature by crushing. Whatever we get from the nature. It could be a color of a brick. So we largely use a lot of browns in this because that's the color of the mud.
But yes.
And whatever colors we extract from crushing the leaves and vegetables and fruits, so those colors were used initially, and now we have all synthetic colors.
Beautiful. You were coming to Hong Kong. Did you have already in mind what you want to do, or did you go
already.
a bit in the flow?
Already, I thought about this.
Yeah.
That I have to do like this in Hong Kong building. I have to feel Madhubani motifs in Hong Kong building. But Hong Kong building was very important to make here. That's on here's wall actually. So these all are Madhubani motifs, I can say, but building it of Hong Kong.
Yeah. And in which city are you based now? Where are you?
These days I live in New Delhi.
In New
India,
Delhi.
yeah. But I'm basically from Madhubani, Bihar. Yeah. So Madhubani is very nice place. It's called a forest of honey.
With you, just for people who don't know, Yosha collaborate with
Yosha.
you on you are painting on bags, on dresses, so you are doing clothing, customized for the brand. When you are doing clothing, what do you like to paint on it? Do you have actually a direction from the brand what you should paint on it, or is it your imagination?
It is my imagination. It's my imagination.
Depends
In painting, I use only natural color, and on the wall and on the sarees, like a dress material, I use fabric reel, artificial color.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
because it has to manage rain, air, sunny. So that's why I'm using here fabric reel for wall. That's especially made for wall. So I'm using that color.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Most welcome. Nice to meet you. Honestly,
Very nice.
I'm telling you, nice to meet you.
Yeah, very nice to meet you too. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. And as I mentioned, there is a special surprise for you guys. So if you like the design and if you really love Indian art, you can actually own a small piece of it or a big one. Really depends on you. So Minamaki prepared a special offer for Arta audience. So if you want to get a bag or a sari or a dress or a jacket or anything with design of the artist which you just hear from, you can do it, and I have a special code for you where you can have 10% discount on any purchase at Malvika website. Look at the link in the description. You can get the link from my website. So that's the end for today. Let me know which style do you like the most in the comments below. Subscribe if you like the concept, and of course share the video with your friends and family if you think they will like the content as well. Thank you so much and see you soon.
Ganesha and Shiva, the other god, they had a fight, and in this fight Shiva cut off Ganesha's head, and then I think it was done by mistake, and then he requested someone to get me an elephant's head, and I'll put that on Ganesha's head. It's like the first plastic surgery, literally.